Hello everybody, my name is Rob and welcome to Metal Monthly. Sorry, I know this is coming out on January the 1st, and you've probably all got hangovers, so maybe I should try and keep it down. So anyway, this is a video series where we talk about metal music and the things that happened in metal last month. It's a bit of a laid back series, we talk about the things that happened, we have a bit of a laugh, I have a beer, it's very... Oh, that's a good point. Happy New Year. So first of all, albums. What albums were released in December? First up, Devil Townsend, The Puzzle and Snuggles. Yes, 2 albums from Devil Townsend, but they may not be the kind of music you're expecting. First off, The Puzzle. So the first track on this album starts off very slow and eerie, it's kind of spacey, it's got synthy vibes, and then suddenly there's a harmonica. It's a very strange opening track. There is some faster, heavier stuff there, but basically it is an experimental concept album. Let's say no more about it. Because I don't know what else I would say. It's odd. Then we have Snuggles, which is an album by Devil Townsend called Snuggles. What more do you want? That's fantastic. Okay, so this album is light and chill and laid back, and so not what I was expecting from a Devil Townsend album, especially having just listened to The Puzzle. I think Devil Townsend himself put it best, which makes sense because he's the guy who made the albums, but he said The Puzzle is chaos, Snuggles is calm. Which, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Next up, Of Mice and Men, Echo. Fast and heavy with rough vocals, just the right side of comprehensible. It means that the lighter, more melodic stuff just sounds angelic in comparison, and I know that's kind of the point with this style of music, but it definitely doesn't always work, and it does here. This sounds really good. So metalcore bands like this, I'm not big into them, so things like Of Mice and Men, Architects, Parkway Drive, Amity Affliction, they all kind of blend together in my head. I don't listen to it all the time, but I can say I liked this album. If someone was to say to me in the future, Rob, you like Of Mice and Men, they did that album, I'd be like, oh okay, do I? And then I'd go see them. And every month I like to pick an album to listen to just because I really like the band name or the album name. And this month we have Big Dumb Face with Christmas in the Cave of the Goth. So I put this album on and I was expecting something Christmassy, maybe? It's literally in the title. That's not what I got. What I got was something very heavy, very strange metal music. The lyrics, when there are some, are to do with Christmas, but then you get really heavy, dark metal stuff and it kind of blocks it out and it's a very strange contrast. But then the third song is a very light guitar singing bit, but it's like purposefully creepy and sinister. It's so strange. This album defies comprehension or explanation, and I kind of love it. Now we're going to talk about my top album of the year, the entirety of 2021, and here are the runners-up. First of all, Bloody Hammer's Songs of Unspeakable Terror. This is a fantastic album. The band is referred to as rock, heavy metal, lots of different things. I'm going to call them horror punk, because basically that's what they are. They remind me of very early Wednesday 13, like tongue-in-cheek, very bouncy, lively, singable music. It's really good. I loved this album. It's great. Another runner-up was Bongzilla with Weedsconsin. The stoner band, who I had zero confidence in, actually came out with an album that was really good, and I listened to it over and over again. It was so good. Stoner metal is very much my kind of metal. Really liked it. Now, I know that all of the runner-ups were very hipster, lesser-known bands, and I'm very sorry, but my top album of the year is also a bit of a lesser-known band. It's Harakiri for the Sky with Mare. This album is phenomenal. And after I picked it, I looked them up online and it said that they were post-black metal, and I went, really? That's my top album of the year? And then I listened to it again and went, yes, this is my album of the year, this is such a good album. It's got all the elements you want, it's got the fast heaviness, it's got the rough vocals, it's got the amazing guitar solos, and it mixes it in with some really nice light stuff. Oh, it's just so good. And the best thing, this album is an hour and a half long. They do not skimp on the material here, and it's so good. All of it. Genuinely, go check it out. Link in the description. So next up is musician deaths. This is where we honour the metal musicians and people in the metal industry who have sadly passed away over the last month. On December the 17th, Matthew Wolfe, former drummer of Byzantine, passed away. And on December the 19th, Ron Anderson passed away, who was a vocal coach for a lot of different metal musicians and bands, including Ozzy Osbourne, Guns N' Roses, and Avenged Sevenfold. Obviously, condolences to all of their families. So now is Music Festival Explorer. This is my website where I talk about metal music, music festivals, things within that sphere. And in the past month I have written a blog post about the top 5 punk Christmas songs. Now I'm aware that we're now in January, but if you would like to reminisce and remember the Christmas spirit, there you go. Please do check it out, link in the description, or just check out my website. I've got a lot of great stuff on there. And finally we have the fun stories from December. Now we've all heard about rock and metal bands covering popular songs, but now the Wiggles are releasing an album with covers of rock and metal songs. So it's a 2-disc album, and the first disc is going to be popular bands covering songs by the Wiggles, and disc 2 is going to be covers from, again, the Wiggles, covering songs like Thunderstruck from AC/DC and Shipping Up to Boston by the Dropkick Murphys. I am genuinely hyped for this album. And secondly, Ozzy Osbourne has released a set of NFTs. And yep. So there's 9,666, obviously, items in this collection called Crypto Bats. And I genuinely can't get excited about this. This is the worst story. So NFTs are basically a way of making money from art in the worst possible way by not caring about the art. They are terrible for the environment, they're a way of covering up money laundering, and there is no way they can be future-proof because of how it works at the moment. They are the absolute worst. I don't know why they didn't just release these NFTs as physical, limited edition, like artwork prints. That would be so much better. Although, I wrote that sentence, and then I looked up these NFTs to see what they look like, and they look like this. No, they shouldn't have sold these as limited edition prints. They shouldn't have sold them as NFTs. They should have taken these ideas and put them in the bin. Because good lord, that is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Let's just say that I hate whoever convinced Ozzy Osbourne that this was a good idea of a thing to do. And I'm pretty sure it was someone who convinced him to do this. I don't think this was Ozzy's idea, because let's face it, I'm pretty sure that Ozzy Osbourne has no idea what a blockchain encrypted non-fungible token is. And sadly, that's the only 2 stories I could find from this month that are fun and worth talking about. Genuinely not a lot happened in December, except for, you know, that Jesus thing, New Year's. So that is everything from me. Thanks so much for watching. If you've gotten this far, please do remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at OverEdgeKid. My name is Rob, I will see you next month, and hopefully this year I can start to make actual music festival content again, like vlogs and packing and tips and things, because hopefully we'll actually have music festivals this year. Wouldn't that be nice? Anyway, here's hoping. My name's Rob, you guys are amazing. I'll see you next month.